You're better than you. All right, so thank you for coming. It's really nice to have some folks swing by the Westminster office tonight. As you know, this is about, well, it's really about doing, I think, what we've been doing, which is getting a chance to chat and get to know each other and swap stories. But it's also about making sure that we're all here for you if you have any questions. And we also have some folks that might be watching on Facebook. So just so everybody knows here, we're making ourselves available through Facebook Live. So if folks have comments or questions, we can respond to those. But mostly what I want to do first is just, well, a huge thanks to Little Lee's. Let's give them a round of applause. That was really, really good food and really nice to have you here. So thank you for taking care of us. And really, it's so nice to see some customers that have come tonight to be with us. And also, it's so great, as always, to see the folks that work out of this office and to have some of your family come. It's just really wonderful to have a chance to just schmooze, as we like to say. And also, I would really be remiss if I didn't also start by just saying a huge thanks, particularly the family members that are here. Thanks to you, but also a huge thanks to your spouses that do such incredible work down here out of this office. We really, really appreciate the work you do all the time for the customers we serve. And we also really appreciate the sacrifice it is for those of you who are sometimes at home, especially during storms, waiting and sacrificing without your spouses that are working so hard to serve all of our customers. So it's wonderful to have you here, and I really appreciate all that you do every day for the people that we serve. So really with that, the company is overall doing very well, and we're doing a lot of things on behalf of Vermonters. Every single day we're obsessed with Vermonters. We're obsessed with delivering amazing service, but we're also obsessed with working with Vermonters to combat climate change. And so a lot of the work that you've heard about that we're doing, and actually it was great to have a chat with you. I'm so excited that you love your Powerwalls. To have a chat about the value of energy transformation and all the things that Vermonters working together can do to combat climate change, to make energy more affordable, and to really dramatically reduce carbon. So with that, I think I was going to plan just, Josh, to have you share a few thoughts about what's going on, what's coming up, and I think then we're just going to turn to questions. All right? Super.
Sounds good. So, excuse me, I'm Josh Cassidy. I lead the innovation work at GMP, and I'll just echo Mary's point. Great to see everybody and for everyone to come out, and thanks to Lee's for the barbecue. It was awesome. So I just want to quickly hit some of the innovative work that we're doing in the coming years, some of the things we have been doing, and what that means for customers of GMP. I guess before looking ahead, I'll just start looking back a little bit. Probably in the mid-2008 timeframe, 2006 maybe, Mary and the GMP team established a very primary focus for us, which was around working out carbon in everything we do, lowering cost for customers in everything we do, and increasing reliability. And that really became kind of the three pillars of all the work that we did going forward. So now, fast forward to today, we've really delivered on cost, carbon, and reliability, and we want to take that a step further, and that's where the work in innovation has come up. So we're focused on peak. So today, because we're all sitting out in the truck bay in Westminster office, it's pretty humid. We're expecting some peaks this week. A big cost driver for GMP's customers are the peak energy demand times. And so we've been focused on how can we work out cost and carbon, as those peaks are also pretty carbon intensive. We've done a lot around battery storage. It's been one of a big success story for Vermonters, for GMP, and for the kind of the battery world as whole, because we've been able to use battery storage to lower peak costs, basically using batteries during really peak energy demand times, and improving reliability for customers. And then driving out the carbon that's in those peak times. So again, really delivering on cost, carbon, and reliability there. We're doing a lot in working directly with customers to work fossil fuel out of everything they do, whether it's a a gravel pit that runs a generator to run their business to a sawmill that might have a propane intensive process. We're doing a lot of work there to help customers, and every time we do that, it not only helps that customer significantly reduce carbon and their costs, but it helps all of our customers reduce costs. So over these next few years and beyond, we're going to be intensely focused on just that, continuing to innovate, continuing to reduce costs for customers, to lower carbon, increase reliability. We have an awesome team to get that done. And with that, I think kicking over to resiliency, we want to talk, Brian Otley, as I mentioned with the battery storage systems, a big piece of what they're helping deliver is resiliency in a whole new way to customers. We've always really strived to deliver the highest reliability we can. We now have a new tool to do that with customers in battery storage, and Brian's going to talk a little bit more about other ways that we're driving resiliency to customers here in Vermont. So with that, I'll kick it over to Brian.
So I'll just echo thanks again to everybody. So I just want to talk about beautiful summer day, hot as heck out there, right? This is construction season. So a lot of the guys who work out of this shop, they spend their days these days when it's not too stormy out, rebuilding lines and hardening our lines, because as we all know, the climate is changing. Conditions on the ground are getting more difficult, and we're seeing a lot more severe weather. So a big part of our obligation is to make sure our clean energy system that we have constructed stays up and available for our customers, and the hard work that gets done out of this office and 15 other offices throughout the state just like it every week contributes to making our lines as resilient as they can be. We're also doing work around flood planning. New England is forecasted over the next 10, 20 years to be warmer and wetter than it's ever been before. And the types of events we've seen from Hurricane Irene are predicted to become more common, with high precipitation events causing flooding conditions. So we're also looking at where all of our assets are placed in relationship to different floodplains. A 50-year storm floodplain, a 100-year storm floodplain, a 500-year storm floodplain, and strategically either elevating or relocating those assets to areas where, again, that type of precipitation event won't have as much impact on our ability to continue to deliver clean, reliable power. So doing a lot of great work. We're thankful to be able to work in the capacity we do to serve the Vermonters we serve, and we feel lucky to be part of the solution to some of the climate challenges that we see coming both in Vermont and globally. So with that, I'll transition to our MC.
Hey everybody, this is Kristen. I work at Green Mountain Power 2, and we're happy to have folks here. So if you have questions, you can post them on our Facebook Live. The other thing is that we're always available to meet, so if you're seeing this video after the actual event, that's okay too. You can always reach out to us. We'll meet. Just before this meeting, Josh was catching up with a town who had some questions about their renewable energy goals and what they want to do, so we're always available to meet. If you're not able to be here with us and have the great food, or post your questions in time. So I'm going to open it up. We do have some folks from the public here. If you guys have any questions, we've had a great time talking before the food, and so we're here if you guys have any questions, and I'll take a peek and see if we have any coming in on Facebook. I don't think so, but I'll take a peek. So we'll just give it a minute if anyone has any questions or wants to say anything. I'm going to let someone finish chewing their food, because that's only fair, and we'll even let you swallow and have a drink. If you could just, I know we've met.
The 2.8% rate increase in the fall, is that just on the rate per kilowatt per hour, or also the daily thing?
Okay, so the question was, and I'm sorry, say your first name again? Arthur. So Arthur, and what town are you from?
Springfield, Vermont.
All right, thanks for coming, Arthur. So Arthur from Springfield, Vermont wanted to know that rate increase that everyone saw in their bill insert that explains it's about a 2.8, 2.9% increase that GMP has filed for. Right now, regulators are reviewing it, so that hasn't been approved yet. And it's going to go through a robust, sort of thorough review process. And I just want folks to know that a lot of those costs reflect costs that are out of GMP's control. Every cost that we can control, we're controlling. So for example, our capital budgets, we're capping those and controlling those. Josh talked a little bit about the innovation, how critical, and I know you all have your Tesla Powerwalls, but how critical storage is in terms of finding ways to drive down costs. so that our crews can do safe work and restore power in a timely way. So that 2.9% reflects the all-in rate increase that we're requesting, and as part of our multi-year regulation plan, we're holding that rate steady, which is close to in line with inflation for the next 3 years. So we've requested 2.92929 for the next 3 years. Because what we hear from customers is that they're really focused on stability. And so we're going to see what that approval is, but that would be on the overall bill. There's also some line items to address problems that are coming up, like the increasing frequency, severity of storms. And you guys may have heard of the emerald ash borer, which is causing a lot of problems in the state. So we're going to be proactive about addressing the emerald ash borer and making sure that we're getting rid of the trees that need to be taken care of before they cause outages. Yeah, thank you for the question. Let's see. I think, does anyone have any other questions? Well, we're going to stay here, continue the conversation, but again, it's okay if you didn't get your question in. We're going to do another one of these in the northern part of the state in the winter, springtime. We'll make sure everyone knows about it, but you can always reach out to us anytime on any issue. We love our customers and we love to talk to our customers, and just want to thank the folks who came out tonight, and hope everyone has a great and really safe night. And we're pretty happy because the rain has stopped here, so there might even be a rainbow that comes out. Have a good night, everybody.